Let me tell you something right now. Life doesn't owe you a thing. You might think it does, but it doesn't. What you got to realize is that you and only you are in charge of what happens next. Too many times I've seen men look around and blame the environment, blame their circumstances, and even blame others for why they aren't where they want to be in life. But here's the truth. The world doesn't owe you anything. The world's going to do its thing regardless of what you think. You want to become a high-value man? Then stop looking for shortcuts. Stop trying to take the easy road. The high road is the only road worth taking. And that road isn't always smooth. It isn't always straight. And it sure as hell isn't always comfortable. But it's the road that will get you to where you need to go. If you want to transform from a boy into a man of real value, you need to understand that this journey begins with a decision. You need to choose the man you are going to become. It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to wake up one morning, look in the mirror, and suddenly be the man you want to be. No. It takes time. It takes work. It takes commitment to yourself. But here's the good news. You can do it. You can absolutely do it because within you is the potential to be great. That's right. You've got what it takes. But the question is, are you ready to step up and unlock it? The first thing you need to do is start taking responsibility for everything. Not just the things that go well, but especially the things that don't go the way you want them to. You have to own your actions, own your choices, and own your mistakes. When you point the finger at someone else, when you blame the world for your problems, you give away your power. You give away control over your own life. And that's not what a high-value man does. A high-value man understands that he is the architect of his own destiny. The moment you stop blaming and start taking responsibility is the moment you begin to step into your own power. It's time to stop living in excuses. Let me be clear. No one cares about your excuses. The world doesn't care if you've had a hard life. The world doesn't care if you come from tough circumstances. The world doesn't care if you had setbacks, if you've been knocked down, or if you've been hurt. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. The world is only going to respond to what you put into it. It will only respond to the effort, the consistency, the sweat, and the resilience that you bring every single day. The moment you accept responsibility, you unlock the next level of growth. You become disciplined. Discipline is the foundation of everything you want to achieve. Without discipline, you will never be able to reach your full potential. Discipline is what gets you up early when you don't feel like it. Discipline is what keeps you going when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you feel like giving up. You see, boys are motivated by feelings, but men are driven by discipline. Motivation is fleeting, but discipline is unwavering. When you build discipline, you build consistency, and consistency leads to results. Now let me talk about self-worth. This is important. You cannot become a high-value man if you don't believe you're worth it. You need to understand that you deserve the best. You are worthy of success, love, respect, and everything that comes with being a man of value. A boy doesn't believe he's worth much. A boy waits for others to validate him. But a high-value man doesn't wait for validation. He knows his worth, and he doesn't need anyone to tell him that he's valuable. His actions speak for themselves. His character speaks for him. So, if you want to move from boy to man, you need to develop that internal belief in yourself. But it's not just about believing in yourself. It's about living with integrity. Integrity means doing the right thing even when no one is looking. It means standing up for what you believe in and living by your values no matter the cost. Integrity is what sets the high-value man apart from the rest. It's what allows him to make decisions that are in line with his principles, even when those decisions aren't popular. Integrity is non-negotiable. Without it, you have nothing. And then there's respect. A high-value man commands respect not by demanding it, but by earning it through his actions. He shows respect to others, and in return he gains it. Respect isn't something that's handed to you, it's something you build through your character, your work ethic, and the way you treat others. You can't fake respect. You can't fake integrity. You can't fake hard work. These things either exist or they don't. If you want to be respected, you've got to earn it day in and day out. Another thing you need to understand is that a high-value man is not afraid to fail. He's not afraid to take risks. He understands that failure is part of the process, and it's not the end of the road. It's simply a stepping stone. A boy is afraid of failure. He tries to avoid it at all costs, and in doing so, he limits his potential. But a man embraces failure as a lesson. He sees every failure as an opportunity to learn, grow, and come back stronger. If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. If you're not failing, you're not pushing yourself to the edge of your potential. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to try and fall short. It's the only way you'll grow. But also, don't be afraid to succeed. You see, a high-value man has a mindset that isn't limited by fear. He has a mindset that allows him to believe in abundance, not scarcity. He knows there's enough room for everyone to win. He knows that his success doesn't take away from anyone else's success. So he walks into every room with confidence. He walks into every situation with the belief that he belongs there, that he's earned his place, and that he's ready for whatever comes his way. Now let's talk about the people you surround yourself with. If you want to be a high-value man, you cannot afford to hang around with low-value individuals. Birds of a feather flock together, and you become like the people you spend the most time with. You need to surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be better. You need to be around people who hold you accountable, who aren't afraid to tell you when you're slipping up, and who won't let you settle for mediocrity. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You should always be striving to be around people who make you better. And don't get it twisted. Being a high-value man doesn't mean you got all the answers. It means you're always willing to learn. A high-value man is constantly evolving, constantly learning, and constantly improving. He's not too proud to ask for help, to seek mentorship, or to admit that he doesn't know something. Humility is the key trait of a high-value man. He's always in a state of growth. Growth comes from learning, from challenging your own beliefs, and from opening yourself up to new ideas and perspectives. Finally, understand this. Success is a journey, not a destination. You will never reach a point where you say, I've made it. I'm done. No, you keep going. You keep growing. You keep pushing yourself to new heights. The man you become is a result of the decisions you make every single day. It's the choices you make when no one's watching. It's the actions you take when no one's there to cheer you on. It's the discipline, the responsibility, the integrity, the respect, and the belief in yourself that will get you from boy to man. So what I'm telling you today is this. You have the power to become a high-value man. It's not about your age, your background, or your circumstances. It's about the decisions you make and the actions you take. It's about stepping up, taking responsibility, and committing to becoming the best version of yourself. You have everything inside you to make it happen. Now, the only thing left is for you to decide to do it. Because in the end, the man you become is a reflection of the choices you make. It's time to make the right ones. The time is now. Taking responsibility means recognizing that you are the sole architect of your life. It requires understanding that your actions, decisions, and even your reactions to circumstances shape the path you take. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and obstacles, but how you respond to those challenges is entirely within your control. Blaming others, circumstances, or the world for your struggles only disempowers you. When you take responsibility, you reclaim that power and begin to shape your own destiny. Taking responsibility isn't just about owning the things that go well in your life. It's also about acknowledging the things that go wrong. It's easy to take credit when things are smooth, but true growth comes when you look at your failures, your mistakes, and your shortcomings with honesty. Instead of pointing fingers or making excuses, a responsible individual looks inward and asks, what could I have done differently? This mindset shift is crucial because it helps you learn from every experience rather than repeating the same mistakes. When you take responsibility, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. You start taking proactive steps to change what you don't like about your life. You begin to understand that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond. This doesn't mean you have to do everything on your own or carry all the weight by yourself, but it does mean that you understand the role you play in your own life and that you make conscious choices to steer it in the direction you want to go. It's about being accountable for your growth, your success, and even your failures, and using that accountability to fuel forward progress. Discipline is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who merely wish for them. Motivation is powerful, but it's fleeting. It's the initial spark that gets you started, but it doesn't last. Some days you wake up excited, ready to take on the world, but that excitement fades when the challenges and setbacks begin to surface. This is where discipline steps in. While motivation might drive you to start, discipline is what will see you through when things get tough, when you're tired, or when you simply don't feel like continuing. Discipline is the ability to stay focused and consistent in your efforts, regardless of how you feel at any given moment. It's about making the right choices every single day, even when those choices don't feel glamorous or rewarding in the short term. Whether it's waking up early to work out, sticking to a budget, or putting in the extra hours at your job, discipline is the force that keeps you moving forward when motivation is left behind. A high-value man doesn't rely on motivation to do the work that's required. He has built habits that align with his long-term goals, and those habits don't disappear just because he feels tired or uninspired. Discipline is an internal commitment to something greater than immediate pleasure or comfort. It's about knowing that the results will come, but only through steady, relentless effort. The difference between success and failure is not found in bursts of motivation, but in the small, consistent actions that are taken day after day. It's the habit of doing the work even when no one is watching, even when the rewards aren't immediate. Discipline builds character, and over time, it leads to results that motivation alone can never bring. Building integrity and respect is essential for anyone striving to become a high-value man. Integrity is the foundation of who you are. It's about aligning your actions with your values and doing what's right, even when no one is watching. Integrity is not just a moral compass, it's the reflection of your character. It means being honest, being trustworthy, and following through on your commitments regardless of the circumstances. It's about standing firm in your beliefs even when others may disagree or pressure you to compromise. A man with integrity is someone others can rely on, someone whose word means something. Respect, on the other hand, is earned through consistent actions that reflect your integrity. You don't demand respect, you cultivate it through your conduct, your honesty, and your treatment of others. The way you treat people, whether they are in a position of power or not, speaks volumes about your character. If you respect others, it naturally returns to you. This isn't about looking for validation or approval. It's about consistently living in a way that earns you the respect of those around you. When you lead with integrity, respect follows. Respect is also about valuing yourself. A high-value man knows that if he is to command respect, he must first respect himself. This means setting boundaries, saying no when necessary, and not tolerating mistreatment from others. You show self-respect by refusing to settle for less than you deserve, by demanding excellence from yourself, and by never compromising your values for short-term gain. Building integrity and respect is a continuous process. It's not something that happens overnight. But over time, as you live authentically and treat others with dignity, you will see how these values transform your life and how others perceive you. Embracing failure and risk is crucial for anyone who aspires to become a high-value man. Too many people are paralyzed by the fear of failure, avoiding it at all costs. They try to play it safe, sticking to what's comfortable, and in doing so, they limit their potential. But failure is not the enemy. It's the necessary part of growth. Every successful person you admire has failed countless times before reaching their achievement. The key is not to avoid failure, but to learn from it, adapt, and come back stronger. Failure teaches you lessons that success never will. It builds resilience, fortitude, and determination. When you embrace failure, you stop seeing it as a setback and start seeing it as an opportunity to improve. Risk is equally important. Growth never happens inside your comfort zone. It's when you step into the unknown, when you take calculated risks, that you find your true potential. High-value men understand that playing it safe may feel secure, but it's also a form of stagnation. Taking risks means having the courage to challenge yourself, to try new things, and to push boundaries. You don't always know what will happen, but if you never take a risk, you're ensuring that nothing will change. The high-value man makes decisions not based on fear, but on the belief that he is capable of handling whatever comes his way, even if the outcome is uncertain. The truth is, without risk, without failure, there is no progress. Every risk you take, every failure you face is a step forward, a chance to become better, wiser, and more prepared for what's ahead. Embracing failure and risk is about accepting that the road to success is not linear. It's messy, unpredictable, and often difficult. But it's the only way to truly grow. Surrounding yourself with the right people is one of the most important steps in becoming a high-value man. The people you spend time with have a profound impact on your mindset, your decisions, and your future. If you want to elevate your life, you must be intentional about the company you keep. The right people don't just agree with you or tell you what you want to hear. They challenge you, inspire you, and hold you accountable. They push you to be better, even when it's uncomfortable. When you surround yourself with individuals who are committed to growth, excellence, and success, you naturally rise to meet those same standards. On the other hand, if you spend time with people who are stuck in negativity, who are content with mediocrity, or who don't have the same aspirations as you, it becomes easy to slip into the same mindset. The energy around you is contagious. If the people around you are constantly complaining, avoiding responsibility, and making excuses, those habits will start to rub off on you. A high-value man knows that to elevate his own life, he must be selective about his circle. He seeks out individuals who bring out the best in him, who inspire him to reach higher, and who push him to take risks and grow. It's not just about finding people who challenge you intellectually or professionally. It's also about finding those who align with your values and support your vision. These people become your allies, your mentors, and your partners in success. When you surround yourself with the right people, you set yourself up for success because you gain access to new perspectives, insights, and opportunities that you would never have encountered alone. Ultimately, the right people help you unlock your full potential, and they help you stay on track when the road gets tough.